So, let's go for a recap of the day real quick, because it's been an interesting one. I started doing Uber on Saturday, the 13th. Today is now officially Wednesday, the 17th, so I'm on my fifth day now. And, well, today was interesting. Started at 5 a.m., just did some local stuff up in Everett. Ended up driving a gentleman down to SeaTac. Good hour and 15-minute drive there. Had a lot of time to chat and everything. Super nice guy, and shared a lot of life experiences. He's on his way to DC for 2 months, and didn't even figure out what he does for work. We were just so engaged in other aspects of conversation that the actual what do you do doesn't matter. But priorities of life, friendship, family, and business ethics, and all sorts of other stuff came up, which was really cool, especially talking about my startup and the fact doing Uber and utilizing a brand new car to do it. So really, really cool to get insight from someone of the next generation, or parents' generation for that matter. And after that, wasted a bunch of time at the airport because Uber support is terrible, and I found the answers myself this afternoon while I was at home because they couldn't tell me the simple answer that my car doesn't have the appropriate gas mileage to be considered worthy of going to SeaTac. They have some rule for vehicles that are operating under Uber specifically that they have to be a combined 45 miles per gallon efficiency, and mine is combined at 40. So kind of silly that I can't sit around at SeaTac Airport after making a drop-off of a passenger there for the sake of, cool, I just drove all the way from Everett to get there, and now I don't even have the luxury of trying to pick up a ride from someone else. So, kind of frustrating, but at the same time, this is all new. So, again, it was more just a learning experience. And hey, I know next time not to sit down there afterwards. There is an exception where if I make it to the terminal, drop off, and end a passenger ride, if there's an Uber request immediately while I'm still on the terminal premises, it'll just route me straight in there. So that'll be cool, and it's good to know in the future. But after that, took my time and drove up 405 and cruised through Bellevue, ended up picking some people up in Bothell, from Bothell then out to Mill Creek to Edmonds, took a nice old lady in for an appointment, and she had no idea how the Uber system even worked, but she scheduled it through her insurance provider, through Medicaid, and pretty cool. And she was asking if this stuff does grocery store visits and things like that. And, her daughter explained to her that she needs to call the number on the back of her card for doing medical stuff. And, I happily told her that, hey, same daughter that asked you that and told you that, have her help you set up the Uber app for yourself, because we can help. We as Uber drivers can really help you with mobility, with getting to the store. We can wait while you're at the store. And the gap in technology understanding is just so vast for some people that, again, as simple as it seems for the idea of, hey, just download this app and push some buttons, I mean, that sounds completely foreign to some people, and that's unfortunate, but that's what the younger generation is there to help with. And, after that, then I ended up making it home, decided to take a break for a few hours and just kind of rest after starting at 5 in the morning. So decided, okay, well, rested for a few hours. I think it was from like 3-ish until 8-ish. So just hung out, watched movies, TV, had a small snack, and then decided, well, let's go do it again. So got back in the car, cruised up into downtown Everett, couldn't find anybody. The app is still kind of beyond me in some ways because of the algorithms and the heat maps that show historic data. Again, it sounds really cool, it sounds efficient, it sounds like metrics, it sounds like, geeks that are over there, oh, well, here's how it works, versus in reality, not showing real demand, but showing historic demand. Kind of misleading, and again, it's just a right place, right time thing is what I've understood. And, it is what it is. So I got to watch the sunset from the At-Large Brewing parking lot. After I was done there, just kind of putted around downtown Everett hoping to find something. Nothing happened. So a while later, then ended up finally getting my first ride request in the evening, and it was a gal and her daughter. They just got back from a train trip to Vancouver. So heard about that and sounded like fun. Took them down to Mill Creek. After doing that, drove down to Bothell, picked up someone, drove them back to North Mill Creek. After that, then just proceeded to drive all the way down to Kenmore, around Lake Washington, down Lake City Way. From there, down to University Village. There was a power outage very close there, so some students were trying to study and hit some deadlines, and they couldn't because their apartment power was out, so no internet, no anything. So drove them up to the campus. After that, went through University, picked up a dude and drove him up to Shoreline. Really nice guy, chill, and decided, well, I'm on Aurora, 175th, and it was only, 10 something at night, well, 10:30 I think, but then I decided, still plenty early, let's drive down to Seattle. So turn around and cruise down Aurora, and that's when things got interesting, because passing the 105th, right around the Northgate part of Aurora, saw the women that worked the street corners, and being later at night, ended up seeing a whole bunch of them just lined up in a row, and literally half of them were waving and trying to just flag down cars. Again, didn't have my camera going for that moment, but it was entertaining. But I make it down a few blocks, like past Greenwood, so 80th or so, I get an Uber ride request. I look down and figure, okay, it's for a woman named, and I'm like, okay. I look and I see what block it's at. It's at 109th, and I'm looking and pretty sure that I saw the street workers around 105th down to 95th at like Oak Tree area. Well, it turns out 109th is where it started, and I got to pick up one of the street workers. She was nice, polite, very quiet. Did a phone call while she was in the car, and wasn't eavesdropping, but it was someone. Well, took her down to a motel down at somewhere off Aurora, and yeah, literally dropped her off and was as polite as I could and just said, hey, I hope you have a great night and be safe. Because, now that it's nighttime, very much makes sense to be courteous and try to show respect for all the passengers and all of that. So, literally, gave her the good night spiel. She gets out, walks right in front of the car, and yeah, she pretty much didn't have any pants on. At least she had underwear, so that's good. But, yeah, literally from there, drove down to Queen Anne, and from there just hung out at Cary Park for a few minutes to stretch, and drove through Seattle, Capitol Hill, up to Roosevelt, Northgate, picked up Last Guy, and he did Taco Tuesday and karaoke, sang his first song, System of a Down. Super stoked on it, and I was really happy to hear that, because I suck at singing. And I told him that. I am definitely a commentator voice. I am not someone who can go through and have any sort of range of anything. So it was just awesome to hear someone had a great night. And now I'm literally 5 blocks from home, decided to do this little monologue because why not? Figure I'm going to be making a living doing this to support my startup business. But I do love how Murphy's Law seems to work in funny ways. Because literally 3 minutes from my house, I left Uber open for the sake of, logging all my miles and getting to use that as a, tax deduction later for miles driven and reimbursements to myself. And I get a ride request from... So now I'm off to go get her. Time to see how far she needs to go. Hopefully it's just home somewhere up here in Everett. But the way it works, she might need to go to the airport. So I'll start the regular video for her, but just wanted to give a quick little update and summary of the day since it's been a long day. I mean, it's 1 a.m. now, and honestly, it's been fun. It's not going to make me rich doing this job by any means, but hey, I'm having fun, meeting a lot of people, and really, it's a good time. So the stories that are going to come with it, come from it, people I get to share my story and talk to. Honestly, this is so fun and really cool. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with these videos, but if anything cool, well, yeah, that'll be it. So until next time.